What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Gigachad Books. My hair is quite a mess because I just freaking woke up. It's a good morning. A little bit chilly outside. I got my coffee. Look at how cool my mug is. This is like #1 possession. Most valuable possession. Really cool. Let me know what y'all think about it. Today we have a new book that I finished. Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises. If you're an avid viewer of the channel, you know that I read The Old Man and the Sea and I actually really liked it, and considering that that was one of his most divisive books, I was like, you know what, let me read something else by him, because, you know, I know that he's supposed to be the freaking man when it comes to stuff. So I got this for like $2 and I read it and I really liked it. I thought that it was a spectacular read. It was a little bit interesting. It was a little bit slow to start to me, honestly. I don't think that I started finding my groove in it until about 50 pages in, maybe a little bit more. I almost just thought about putting it down, but it eventually just really started to click with me. This is kind of going along a similar train of what I have been reading. Like, if I were to give you a basic plot synopsis of it, it wouldn't sound very interesting. Like, it's very much a simple story, a very grounded and realistic story of people living their lives and, you know, their experiences and their interactions with other people. But it's written so well and with just very dynamic characters and really great dialogue again. And just beautiful scenery that just really made this a fun read. This book is just about a group of, I believe, like 5 people that all end up going on a trip together. They kind of like travel to a few places, but not all of them, but you know, the narrator lives in France, and then they come up with this plan with some of their friends to go to Spain to go and see the bullfights. So that's pretty much it. And like on the way, they kind of make different stops. Like there's a whole fishing trip arc that they go on. I really enjoyed that part. It was a super cool part of the book. The narrator is named Jake, and Jake is just traveling with his friend named Bill, and they go fishing together before they go to this before they go to the bullfights. And it was just so much fun to read. You know, these guys, they like get on this bus, I believe, and they are just traveling with all of these people, and they're all just so happy and so social and so warm and inviting. Like, they don't even share the same languages, all these people, but they all just kind of share like a commonality of like goodness, I guess. And they're all like sitting on this bus, and they're like passing around a bunch of wineskins, and everybody's taking drinks from it, and it's just like detailing the scenery, the mountains and the clouds and all of the colors and just the beauty of it all, and it's just a super well written part of the book. I really found myself starting to get invested during this trip. And they meet this man named Harris, and if you read this book, you'll understand that Harris is the GOAT. Harris is like a friend that everybody needs and speaks his mind, and he you know, isn't afraid to tell you that he loves you and that he's grateful for you. And I think that's a really good thing, you know. Jake and Bill end up reuniting with everybody that they're going on this trip with, and they just spend their days at cafes, at restaurants, at hotels, speaking to people, waking up and reading newspapers, drinking coffee, going out to dinner later and getting drunk. And that's pretty much like the freaking like process of this book, just like, but it's really good. It's just so fun to read. I don't know why, like, I love it. It was just so great. I think the pacing of it is awesome. It's a little bit kind of difficult to get the hang of at first because there's so many characters that will be talking in specific situations, and like it's just like bouncing between people, and sometimes you don't really know what's going on, in my opinion. But once you kind of get used to it and you understand how Hemingway goes about making these situations. Uh, I think it's really good, and I think the pacing is really good, especially considering that nothing is happening. Like, it's just, it really flows together very well, and it isn't a slog to get through at all. I really found the characters here to be interesting. I found their relationships to be very interesting. Uh, Jake, who is the narrator, is kind of like a hopeless romantic, even if he doesn't want to really admit it to other people, because he's just like in love with this one chick that like he's literally just like she just says like, wouldn't it be great if in another life we could be together? Jake is like, yeah, and it's just like stupid, you know, like he's in love with her and she's like, yeah, this guy would be really good for me if I weren't who I was right now. Which, I mean, I guess is factual. You know, I guess it's a realistic situation that can occur. But it did, you know, Jake just kind of like puts himself out for this girl and does the most for her. He does some pretty, somewhat outrageous things, but I guess that's what it means to truly be in love. You know, if you would truly do anything for the succession of somebody. The woman he's in love with is named Brett, and she's a weirdo. She's got a lot of problems, but I'm sure that she's a dandy to be around. And then we have Michael, and Michael is like an absolute dick, especially when he gets drunk. He's really not that bad until he gets drunk, and he just really like, he is really mean to this one guy in the book named Robert Kahn, and like it's just so brutal. It's so brutal, but so real, like very deserving, because Robert Kahn is like a freaking puppy dog, and he also falls in love with Brett. Brett is just like the forefront of this book because everybody falls in love with her, and it's actually nuts. She has something about her that is just so enticing. But yeah, Robert Kahn is just has no sort of, he has no ability to stand up for himself and make his own decisions without having to be led on by a woman that he thinks might be in love with him. He's a very sad character. Nobody likes him. Another thing that I thought was pretty interesting about this book is that although this is written from a first person's perspective, it didn't really feel like it was. It was kind of weird. This book does not feel very centered around the narrator. It feels centered around the environment and the culture and the other people that are present in this story. Like, I never really found myself thinking about him and how he really felt. Although there are some times, but I really found myself to be more invested in the other characters and the culture of the story. I thought that was probably one of my favorite parts, was the representation of this culture. It was just super sick to like learn about how different things can be. Obviously, this was written in a different time period, but it's just really cool to see a different part of the world, I guess. That's why books are so great, because you get insight into things that you don't really have any experience in. You might get to learn a little bit. The bullfighting scene in this was really cool. Near the end of the book, they finally, man, it's just really cool. Like how he just lays out the whole tradition of it. You really get a clear picture of like what it is like to attend a bullfighting event. It was just super dope. A lot of respect for it. A lot of respect for this form of art. It is definitely controversial though. Like this book was written in this book was written in 1926. So bullfighting was definitely a less controversial sort of topic back then, but now it really is becoming a big thing. It really is brutal when you watch some videos on it. Like these poor bulls, bulls aren't even violent creatures. They just kind of attack when provoked, and that's all that bullfighting is just provoking these people into attacking and then making a great show of it. But I think that's about all my thoughts on Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises. I really enjoyed it. it's split up into 3 books. Book 1 was okay. Book 3 is like whatever. But book 2 is really, really good. I really enjoyed book 2. And that's the majority of the book. So I think that you guys will enjoy this too. Let me know what y'all have been reading, and if y'all decide to read this book. I think it's a fantastic one, and I look forward to reading more Ernest Hemingway. And I'll be back soon with more books having been read, more videos to be made. So I'm going to continue drinking my coffee today. It's going to be a good day today. I hope that y'all have a good day too. Goodbye.